Yo my dudes, welcome back to my channel, and today I decided to review this new card of Kevin De Bruyne at the striker position and compare it to another fan favorite card of his, which is of course his Team of the Week card for Belgium, which was previously crowned his best or one of his best cards, which I agree with, but now I feel like this new card could be a new contender for the best card of Kevin De Bruyne, especially when it comes to his Team of the Week cards. Just a fun fact, this older card of De Bruyne is actually quite amazing, as it's a Team of the Week card that actually goes up to a whopping 103 rating, and for a Team of the Week card that's actually kinda crazy, but obviously he only gets up to that rating when he's in very good form. I'll make sure to review both of these cards in various roles and positions to find the optimal use and obviously compare those cards better. But first let's take a look at their stats and skills in comparison. I'm gonna keep it short. While the new De Bruyne is definitely overall worse when it comes to dribbling, passing, tight possession, he ends up being better in stuff the striker or all strikers actually need. So for example, his finishing is higher, his header is higher, his jumping is higher, his physical contact is higher. But one thing that really kind of surprised me is his place kicking and curl is very high, and what that actually means is even though his passing is much lower than the older card, that actually means that his corner kicks will be at 99, which is really nice. I've already scored some goals from corner kicks with this card, and I think we will see some more in this video. When looking at skills, those two players are very similar. The thing I would definitely outline though is that the older card of De Bruyne definitely has the superior playstyle. If this De Bruyne would have been a goal poacher, I would have been very happy, but as a deep lying forward, the runs he will be making are really not that great. The thing to say though is this De Bruyne has the option to play at striker and second striker, which could be kinda interesting, as he will be playing the role of sort of making your other striker shine, so he himself will be always passing. But once again, if your opponent falls back and tries to defend and block your passes, he could also go for an unexpected shot. You know, he has really high kicking power on this card, so I feel like we will see some long shots. With this quick comparison of their stats, let's go right into the gameplay. When it comes to the lineup that will be playing together with Kevin De Bruyne, I've decided to use only Team of the Week cards, so cards of trending type, as it is called in game. So we've got a pretty interesting squad of various cards. We've got, for example, Lukaku, who I have recently made a video about. Make sure to check it out as well if you're interested. And of course, I've also put in this card of Messi, which is really interesting, but it's a shame that we don't get to use multiple cards of Messi in this game. That would be really overpowered, but I guess it would be also really cool to be able to use all of those cards, because this is a fun little card, but of course I'm not getting to use it because I'm obviously using a better card of Messi. I'm using the 108 rated Messi. The season just reset, so I'm currently in Division 4. I'll be testing and playing matches in the unlimited event for 50 coins. We'll see, maybe I'll also play some games in the division. Okay, we got our boy Lukaku in form. I think I'm going to play him. The good thing about Lukaku is he is obviously bow-footed, so we are able to play him on the right, so he can cut in from the right and score. Hopefully we can get off some crosses from Kevin De Bruyne and score. Let's try something like this, and maybe later in game we can sub in Leao or maybe Haaland. In this game I'll be playing Kevin De Bruyne at striker with counter target. Later I'll also try this card maybe at a AMF or SS position to see how he performs there. Okay, straight away our opponent begins with a strong attack. Apparently kickoffs were fixed. And wow, we concede right away. And who is that who scored? Oh, it's Rivaldo. Well, his long shots are fine, and we made a crucial mistake there. Shouldn't have done that. you got Messi, and unfortunately that was not a goal there. Honestly, I expected Kevin De Bruyne to score that goal, as he has, what, like 96 kicking power? A bit surprising to me there, but Messi did a good job and almost assisted. Alright, here we go. Here's our opportunity to score. I don't know, it seems like the corner kicks have changed once again, so I don't really know what the meta is currently for corner kicks. I'll try to do it like this, and it doesn't work. But you have Messi right here, can pass to Kevin, but he is unfortunately not able to go for the cross. Damn, should have passed that. Okay, let's see, maybe we can go for a cross here. Okay, that was meant to be a fake shot, but I mistimed it. One good thing about this Kevin De Bruyne is he has cut behind and turn, which is obviously good. Wow. How did he miss that? What was that, Lukaku? Again, what I wanted to say is cut behind and turn can obviously also be also used with fake shots. If we want to get to know a bit more about skills and maybe also cut behind and turn and overall skills that your players should have, maybe you should check out my other video, a tier list and detailed explanation about all player attributes or skills. And Lukaku scores this time with his strong header. Even though he doesn't have jumping, you can see he's still able to score some headers. So far I'm not seeing much from Kevin. Let's try to play a bit more to him and maybe go for some long shots. Let's try to cross to Kevin. Okay, we couldn't do that. And wow, what is that goal? What the hell just happened? That might be one of the most surprising goals I've scored in this game. So it was a cross, but he ended up scoring in the far post. Let's watch a replay of that. Okay, here it is. So it's Hakimi who picks up the ball, but he spins around and he ends up scoring far post. Wow, okay, what was that goalie doing? That is actually hilarious. Who was that in goal? No, it's Oliver Kahn. Yeah, obviously he concedes that. Everyone knows Oliver Kahn is not a good goalkeeper. Okay, wow, the connection is very slow. And I would have been very mad if that actually went in. You see, Konami claimed that now it doesn't matter how bad the connection of your opponent is, but I still feel like the delay is kinda high. Although it says that my connection is fine, while the connection of the opponent is bad. And while I was speaking, De Bruyne just made an amazing assist to Messi. Who knows, maybe back then when Messi left Barca, he could have gone to Man City and we could have seen this epic duo. But I guess maybe in another universe. I'm seeing Kevin De Bruyne make a run, but that was kind of a bad pass. Okay, there's a dangerous attack from our opponent, and hopefully he won't score a header. Oh, my player just blocked my own pass. Let's not do that again, please. So currently what I'm seeing is that Kevin De Bruyne does get pushed around a lot, so it does feel like his physicality is not enough. But it seems like his physicality is enough for the opponent to concede, and just like that we win our first game. With the first game done, let's maybe try to mix it up a bit and change it. This game I'll try to use him in a different position. Maybe putting him in the middle field will give him more opportunities for long shots. And I feel like if we get off some long shots, I can get down a verdict of this guy. And we can move on to the other card of his to see how it performs in comparison. Okay, I've just forgotten to put Kevin De Bruyne at AMF. I wanted to play him in the midfield this time. And that's actually a great opportunity, as we do need a left midfielder. So let's actually pause and quickly do that. Okay, we've made a mistake here, and he's got Serge Gnabry, the recently added card. I've kind of played a bit with him, but I didn't really get to experience it. And what an interesting goal we conceded right there. Okay, I'm kind of surprised that this guy has just won a header against Tyrone Mings, who is actually like 2 meters tall, and he's got jumping. But I guess it's fine. Last time the opponent also got lucky in the beginning, but we've scored later in game. It's really interesting how his players are able to block the ball immediately, while my player just went past the ball. So obviously this game is not scripted at all, guys. Never listen to anyone who says it's scripted. It's definitely just, I guess, skill. Okay, that's a great opportunity, and I feel like we will cross, but for some reason Leao decides to take a completely weird position, but we do end up scoring. Okay, so far I'm happy of the runs De Bruyne made, but the pass was also fine. We didn't quite get the assist though. Here we go. Strong physicality from Tyrone Mings. This guy's rushing again. There's once again very aggressive opponents. And quite unfortunate we didn't get that pass off in time. So far I'm happy of how De Bruyne actually makes his runs. And that's a great pass, and it's an assist for Kevin De Bruyne. I do feel like at AMF, although his playing style also works at striker, he does perform better. That is kind of unfortunate, because I would prefer this card of Kevin De Bruyne working well at striker, because the other card of Kevin De Bruyne will probably work better at AMF. Okay, here we go, it's Messi. It's an amazing goal from Lionel Messi. Although it's a Team of the Week card, and this guy is old on this card, he still shines. And you know what? I don't want to be recording for too long. Let me play some more games and show you only the moments in which Kevin actually goes for shots. So we'll see if he'll be able to finally score some long shot or a goal at all. And here he finally scored. I do feel like more and more he gets pushed around a lot. I really didn't expect him struggling when it comes to physicality, as I always felt like his model was more sturdy and his physical contact is always kind of decent. So I thought this card would not struggle with that, but surprisingly, that is one thing I must know. Here's another goal, and this time he does a great job at finishing, near post with that power it goes in. Let's see, and that's an amazing pass that actually works. Let's shoot, and it goes in. That was actually surprisingly good. He made a great run, and actually end up scoring a great goal. I'm really happy with how it turned out here. And it's a hat-trick for Kevin De Bruyne. So this is a great way to end this and move to the other card of him. We will be playing in the 4th division. I'll see if the opponents get any harder. If that's the case, then I'll obviously go back to the other event, but I feel like it won't matter that much. Let's kick it off. It seems like there's a really high delay. This game doesn't seem like I'm the one of the connection problem. When comparing their corner taking though, you can see this card of Kevin De Bruyne only has 93 here, while the other one had actually 99. Okay, wow, I don't know how I didn't score that, and this connection is one of the worst I've seen in a while. Now it actually says that my opponent has 5 when it comes to connection and I have less. Don't know what the problem is here, whether it's the server or one of us. But it seems like currently both of us have great connection. For some reason, the game is lagging for both of us though. It's yet another free kick, and let's this time take it with Kevin De Bruyne and actually go for the shot. You can see we would have had the other Kevin De Bruyne, I believe. His free kick taking from this position would be about 96. But we'll see. That does seem a bit high, but it might go in. Wow, it was really close. Almost looked like it would go in. It's very weird because sometimes it says both my opponent and myself we have great connection, and now it just said that my opponent had just 1 out of 5 when it comes to his connection. So it must be some problems with the server, or maybe, I don't know, Wi-Fi problems of my opponent. And here we go, we score a goal. This is very painful to play, guys. Konami said that I guess the connection would get better, but currently it only seems like it has gotten worse. Look at that once again. The connection for both of us is randomly changing. Doesn't seem like either of us, me or my opponent, have any connection problem. But I guess there are some problems with the server. Here we go. De Bruyne actually makes an interception. Let's try and go for a shot here. That's a bit too far away. And wow, what was that shot? Okay, here we go. Because of the connection, we actually got an opportunity to score. Let's pass it to my boy Lukaku, and he will score this. At this point, I would leave as the opponent. This is really unplayable, I'm gonna be honest. And it does seem like it's the thing he has done, because we are seeing a black screen and no gameplay. Okay, let's go into the second game. Although Kevin De Bruyne, or this card of him, hasn't had any assists this game or goals, I still feel like his performance was very decent. He did create some dangerous opportunities. He was active when it comes to defense, and overall, although his physical contact is less, it didn't really seem like he got pushed around as much. That might be because of his position and the way he positions himself. Because the other De Bruyne, he is more stationary because of his playing style. And that might be the reason why he does get in physical battles more often. While the whole player playstyle might be actually more fitting to his playstyle and of course his stats. Okay, here we go, we found our opponent. And I feel like this will be the last game, because I'm kinda already sure about the performance of this card of Kevin De Bruyne. I feel like we can expect a consistent performance and we won't need a third game. Here we go, we got the ball right away. And Kevin makes a good pass. Does get blocked though. Let's see. Here we go. The problem is still present. You know, he still does get pushed around a lot. But I feel like with this card it happens less often because of his playstyle. A great assist by Kevin De Bruyne. Good job, and this time the server seems to be fine and we are not lagging. Here we go. Haaland makes a run. And damn, I wish I passed that ball earlier. To be fair, another thing I wanted to say. This video once again goes to show that you can win with any cards. You know, this guy is using like very good epics. You see like pay to win stuff like Thuram, and I'm still able to score. You know, he has Samuel Eto'o, Thuram. With skill, patience, and the correct lineup, you can win against any team, guys. Here we go. Haaland is attacking, and that's another goal. You have Tyrone Mings here, and he does a great job. I honestly never knew that Tyrone Mings was this tall, but he is definitely good. You know, it's not even a gimmick of me using him. He has decent height, but he is overall kind of agile for such a giant. He does end up having decent jumping. There's Suarez, and that's a well-deserved goal. I feel like this guy should have scored way earlier. Okay, as you could see here, Kevin De Bruyne ended up having the upper hand on Thuram, a pay-to-win player. So you can definitely beat those cards, even with free Team of the Week cards. That's an amazing pass. Let's see if Messi can cross. He can. And Haaland misses that spectacularly. Wow, what was that? That looked really nice. It's kind of a shame that you don't really get to do those special animations by choice, but rather they are random and just happen once in a while. I'd love if there were special combos to actually perform those skills, but there's unfortunately not. This guy is desperately trying to score. Let's not let him do that. And here's a GG. We could definitely see similarities between both of those cards. They are able to pass very nicely. I do end up feeling like passing is the most important thing this card has. And because of the other card having lower passes overall, it means that the main strength of this card or this player kinda gets lost. So although that other De Bruyne had really good shooting with kicking power, he didn't end up really using that much. So I believe that this old card of Kevin De Bruyne is still probably a king of all Team of the Week cards. This is a really cool Team of the Week card. There are probably some better ones out there, maybe from players like Kylian Mbappe. He has really good Team of the Week cards. But when it comes to cards of Kevin De Bruyne, I believe this card is very well balanced. You know, they gave him slightly higher speed and acceleration than his usual cards. He also has decent balance, to be fair, for his card, and although his kicking power is worse, I still feel like he can score some long shots. We didn't really get to experience that this game or overall in this video, but as you can see, he has played some games for me, and most of the goals he has scored were in fact long shots. The thing I found really interesting about this new card of Kevin De Bruyne is, of course, the fact that if we put him in and we choose him for the corner kicks, he does get that nice and juicy 99. So I'm unfortunately not the best corner taker, as you could see. We didn't really score any goals from corners, but this is a nice feature, and honestly, if you really rely on corners, and I see a lot of people scoring high amounts of goals from corners, like scoring a corner goal in every second game or so, I believe that this card can be justified, as it is also just a fun gimmick card. You know, you have a card that can score long shots, you could play him at striker for fun, so it ends up being a choice of preferences. I prefer this card of him. It does seem faster, more agile and more balanced. I feel like the strengths of Kevin De Bruyne are captured in this card better than they are in this card. Here's where the video comes to an end. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure to check out maybe some of my other videos. I have mentioned some stuff about, player skills, maybe even the stats. You could check out my video about the player skills in detail, or maybe you could also check out my video where I explain to you which positions you should use what type of shots from, and overall how to improve your finishing in this game. Anyways, goodbye guys.